Good morning students, welcome to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to start one of the most important topics in our English grammar book. The name of the chapter is tenses. So before proceeding with all this, let us discuss about what is a tense. Actually, tense is used to tell us the time when the action is going on, the action was done, the action will be done. Okay, it tells us about the time when the subject will be committing any action. Okay, will be doing any action. It doesn't matter whether it is in future, it is in past, or it is in present. When we read about the sentence, we get to know it's in present, future, or was in the past. So let's find out about what are the tenses. Before proceeding, tenses are divided into three parts: past, present and future. They are further divided into four parts, that is indefinite, or you can say simple, second one continuous, third one perfect, and the fourth one is perfect continuous. All three have these four subdivisions, and in total we need to study about the 12 tenses, that is simple past, present, past continuous, past perfect continuous. This one is for past. For present, it is simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. This one for present, and the last one for the future, that is simple future, future continuous, future perfect and future perfect continuous. We will study all these in today's class. We will take some examples so that you can understand it in a better manner. Now moving ahead, what is simple present tense? It is formed by using the first form of verb, but s or es is added to this one. Okay, we'll go through this one. Like simple present, what is the formation for simple present? Subject plus first form of verb plus s or es plus object. This is the simplest one in simple present tense. Okay, like I play football, we play football. This is for first one. Okay, I do not play football, we do not play football. Do I play football? Do we play football? This is for first person. I. Okay, second person, you. You play football, you play football. You do not play football, you do not play football. Do you play football? Do you play football? Okay, singular and plural. We are talking about if first person is I, then in singular, then plural it will be we. In singular, second, you remains you for singular as well as plural. The third one, he, they. Okay, so in the third one also he changes into they. He plays football, they play football. He does not play football, they do not play football. Does he play football? Do they play football? So what is the use of simple present tense? To describe a habitual action that is continuing at that time regularly, on regular basis. Okay, I get up early in the morning, so this is the schedule. To express a universal or scientific truth, the sun rises in the east. Okay, these are important points because some of you may get confused why we use simple present. Okay, to express a fact which is true at the time of speaking. Okay, my parents live in village Khair. Okay, my parents live in the village Khair. Right now it is truth, but we don't know it will remain the same or not. Okay, in describing running commentaries, Rahul passes the ball and Pulkit hits it into the goal. Okay, during the commentary it is used. This is your present simple. This is very simpler one. Moving on to present continuous. Now here the formation is subject plus is-amar. Is-amar is your helping verb. Is-amar plus verb first form plus ing plus object. Now going on to the example. I am telling a lie. I am telling a lie. Okay. In the negative one, we'll add not after helping verb. I am not telling a lie. Interrogative. Am I telling a lie? Okay. So this one's for first person. Okay. The second one, you're telling a lie. You are not telling a lie. Are you telling a lie? So this is the basic formation. If we take any other example, Students are not studying in the class. Students is your subject, are because it is plural, are not studying, study plus ing, studying in the class. For plural we use are. For singular we use is, but if it is written I, we always use am. Okay, I am. Now the use of present continuous tense to express what is happening at the time of speaking. The mother is cooking food while the father is reading a newspaper. To express an action which is likely to happen in near future, he is appearing for the final exam next month. To express an action which may not be actually going on at the time of speaking, but is going on in general. I'm writing poetry these days. Okay, so this is where you use continuous. Moving on to present perfect tense, subject plus has plus verb, third form plus object. Because it is perfect, use the third form of verb. Like students have completed their work. Students have with plural, okay, and has with singular. And you also need to use have with I and the second person, that is you. Okay, you have, I have. Subject, I have completed my work. You have completed my work. But what is there in negative? Subject plus has plus not. That is helping verb. Then not plus verb third form plus object. Interrogative helping verb comes here, and after that subject. Okay, have you completed the work? Like getting some examples. You have paid the fee. You have paid the fee for plural too. He has not paid the fee. They have not paid the fee. Okay, I have not paid the fee. We have not paid the fee. This is the singular and this is the plural. Okay, formation. Now using perfect tense, present perfect tense to express an action which has just been completed. I have recently joined a company. To express an action which began in the past and has continued up to the present. She has studied in this school for 5 years. Okay. To express an action which has just been completed. To express an action which began in the past and has continued up to present. She has studied in this school for 5 years. To express an action which happened in the past and at an indefinite time. They have shifted to Kolkata. Moving on to present perfect continuous. What is there? Subject plus has plus been plus verb first form plus ing. Negative helping verb, then not plus been plus verb first form plus ing. Because it is perfect continuous, we need to use been in every sentence. Okay. I've been waiting for her. You have not been playing chess. He has not been playing chess. Have they been wasting time? You have been waiting for her. We have not been playing chess. These are some examples. Where do we use it? To express an action which began in the past but is still continuing. To express an action which has just finished but whose effect still continues. She has been waiting since morning. She is disappointed. She has been waiting for her mother for long. Now, for simple past, we have completed the present tense. We will move to the simple past. In the affirmative, it is subject plus verb second form. That is subject plus second form. Or if you want to add, you can add the object also. If like here it is written, I won the match. I can also write I won. Okay, the match is your object. Now, I won the match. We won the match. It is plural form. In the negative one, subject plus did not. Students, remember to use the first form. When you use did, use the first form of verb. That is one of the most common errors that you students do. Okay. I did not win. Did I win? Okay. Did I hurt you? You did a great job or good job, whatever you want. Did you get scholarships? They did not climb the tree. These are some examples. Now we should look at where to use them. to express an action completed in the indefinite past. We came to this city last week to express a habit in the past. When I was in Dubai, I always went to my office in a luxury car to express an action which continued for some time in the past. The team worked on this project for 5 years. Okay. So this is your for your simple past. Past continuous. Now formation subject plus was verb plus verb first form plus ing plus object obviously. In negative we'll add not after helping verb. In interrogative helping verb is in the front of the sentence. Okay. Getting the examples for you. I was telling a lie. You were not telling a lie. They were not telling a lie. Were they telling a lie? Examples for past continuous. Where to use them? To express an action which was going on at some point of time in past. To express two or more actions happening simultaneously in the past. Getting the example for this one because this one is confusing. She was doing her homework while her brother was playing a computer game. Okay. Moving ahead, it is past perfect tense. It is formed by subject plus had plus third form. Subject plus had, not plus third form. Had subject third form. Getting examples for you. Subject plus had plus third form. We had paid the fee. Subject plus had not plus third form. I had not paid the fee. Had subject third form. Had they paid the fee? Okay, simple formations. Now where to use the past perfect tense when two actions completed in the past? The past perfect tense shows which action completed before the other one. Which action was completed first and which was completed the second time. Like the train had left the station at 4:30. Oh, sorry. The doctor had arrived before the patient died. Okay. Means doctor had arrived. The patient died afterwards, but the doctor arrived before. So they are telling us that the doctor had arrived before the patient died. To express an action completed before a certain point of time in the past, the train had left the station at 4:30 p.m. To express an impossible condition of the past, if she had worked hard, she could have passed. That was not possible now. Moving to past perfect continuous. Another time we need to add been, but helping verb will remain had. Okay. Subject plus had been plus first form plus ing. I had been waiting for her. Subject plus had not been plus first form plus ing. We had not been playing chess. Interrogative had plus subject plus been plus first form plus ing. Had they been wasting time? Okay. Where to use these? This tense is used to express the continuity of an action at a given point in the past. Action started before a given point in the past. It was continuing at that time and probably continued after that also. Taking an example. I dashed my work before my friend arrived. We need to fill this one with past perfect. I had finished. Okay. I found that the thief dashed a lot of money with him. I found that the thief had taken, because it is perfect one. Moving on to simple future tense. What is simple future tense? Simple future tense is formed in the following way: subject plus will shall plus first form of verb. Negative: subject plus will shall plus not plus first form of verb. Interrogative: will shall plus subject plus first form of verb. Getting some examples. I shall win the match. For negative, we shall not win the match. For interrogative, shall I win the match? Okay. Now, uses of simple future tense. What are these? To express future. We shall buy a new car next month. Generally, shall is used with first person I or we. Okay, first person I or we. and will is used with second and third persons. But in conditions like promise, threat, command and determination, shall can be used with second and third persons and will can be used with first person. This is important, students. This second point is really important for the students. A lot of students get confused in shall and will. Moving on to future continuous, subject plus will shall plus first form plus subject plus will shall plus be plus first form plus ing. Negative, subject plus will shall plus not plus be plus first form plus ing. Interrogative, helping verb, that is will shall plus subject plus be plus first form plus ing. Getting some examples now. I shall be doing yoga. Subject plus will shall plus be plus do plus ing plus object. Negative, we shall, subject plus shall plus not plus be plus do plus ing plus yoga. Interrogative, will plus subject plus be plus do plus ing plus yoga. Okay, will you be doing yoga? Now where to use this one? To express an action that will be in progress at a given point of time in future. He will be taking his test tomorrow at this time. The train will be leaving the station when you reach the station. Okay. Now students, let me tell you one thing. Lot of times, around 85%, even we are confused, but it depends whether our facts are clear or not. Like if your test is going on, you say that the teacher will take the test. We will be giving the test. Actually, this is quite opposite. Actually, we give you the test and you take the test. Okay? He will be taking his test tomorrow at this time. Fine? So remember this point. The future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is formed in the following ways. Subject plus will shall plus have plus third form. We need to use have because it is future. And third form obviously because it is present. Oh, perfect. In negativity, subject plus will shall plus not plus have plus third form. Interrogative, will shall plus subject plus have plus third form. Now let us have some examples. I shall have planted the saplings. I shall have planted the saplings. Saplings are small plants. Now second, you will not have planted the saplings. Interrogative, will he have planted the saplings? Okay. These were the examples. Where to use these now? To express an action which is expected to be over by a given time in future. He will have crossed the bridge before midnight. To express the speaker's belief or guess about an action, the terrorist will have fled from the place by then. Future perfect continuous tense. Formation, subject plus shall plus will plus have been plus first form plus ing. Negative, subject plus will shall plus not plus have been plus first form plus ing. Interrogative, helping verb comes first. Will shall plus subject plus have been plus first form plus ing. Okay. Now affirmative, these are some examples. I shall have been trying to solve the case. I shall have been trying to solve the case. You will not have been trying to solve the case. Will you have been trying to solve the case? Okay students, so I have changed one sentence, the same sentence into simple, the negative one and interrogative. The affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences. Students, that was your chapter tenses. I hope you understood the chapter in a better manner. This is very important chapter for you. Even though after the school you will need the chapter to be cleared. Okay, you need to understand the chapter in a better way. I hope you practice a lot about this chapter at home because this will seriously change your communication skills. Okay. So students, I hope you like the video. Please press the like button, subscribe to our channel, share the video. I promise you to meet in the next video soon. Till then, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.